Welcome to the UNF Leadership Podcast. On today's episode, the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island has long been the crown jewel of hospitality and luxury hotels. The Taylor Leadership Institute is proud to partner with one of the most elite brands in the world each semester. To wrap up our 2025 fall cohort, UNF students were tasked with interviewing their mentors to learn more about their leadership journey. This is Voices of Leadership, the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island.
Hi, good morning. I'm Audrey McGrath, and I'm joined with Marc, the training manager here at Amelia Island Ritz-Carlton.
Pleasure to be here.
And if just we can start off with, can you just tell us a little bit about your history here at the Ritz-Carlton?
Absolutely. I actually started in November of 2020 during the pandemic year. My wife and I moved down here. We were working in New York City, and we saw that there was opportunity here on the island. My wife, her family has had property here, so we had a free place to live. So it was a great situation to walk into. At the time, though, there was only 2 jobs posted. It was cook or housekeeper, and I didn't know how to be a housekeeper, so I came in as a cook just to get my foot in the door. And then with my 14 years of managing restaurants before that, I moved up into food and beverage manager, and then eventually got with Marlin and became the training manager. I've been in that role for 3 years now.
That's amazing. So reflecting on your total 5 past years here, what have been the biggest challenges you've had to overcome?
Probably learning a new role. I had never actually been a training manager before. I've always done training, creating programs and things like that for the restaurants that I worked in. But I think presenting probably was one of the things that I had to overcome, and it actually has become one of my favorite things to do.
So what does hospitality mean to you?
That's a very broad question. Hospitality, it really is all about the feeling. There's a lot of things that you can do in your life where you go to a retail store or whatever it is, you're going to school, you're interacting with your friends and family. A lot of it can become transactional, but hospitality really is about the way you make people feel. And what we do here specifically is we try to make sure that our guests leave better than when they arrive.
My name is Cameron, and I'm here with Julie here at the Ritz-Carlton. My first question for you is, what inspires you to do what you do, and is it something that you always wanted to do?
Thank you for the question. My name is Julie Harmon. I work at the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island and the Meetings and Special Events Department. I would say I definitely have been in hospitality pretty much my whole life since 18. I've been in the food and beverage department through different restaurants and hotels, and then I applied here in 2021, right after COVID, when they were the hotel was furloughed, so they were getting the team back together. So I took a chance and I put my application in, and they hired me, and it's been history ever since.
Awesome. So in 2021, so you got an experience, or was that after COVID? Or
it was after COVID, yeah.
So what is the biggest lesson you learned since being here, or like something that?
There's been a lot. If you don't learn from your mistakes, or I always, after every situation, whether, someone gets upset or, you have to solve a problem, I always think back on the day and how could I have done things differently? Like, should I have said something sooner, or could we have changed the problem of whatever we were dealing with at that time? But I always try to reflect to see how I can be better at the situation, that if it was a stressful moment. And that usually helps, because now I know to ask better questions, or I can handle things better, or don't take things so personally, especially in a stressful situation when people are spending a lot of money with events and weddings, where we were just talking out in the hallway. It can get some stress sometimes, but I feel like what I do outside of work has helped me with my work life, whether that's working out or reading books or taking walks on the beach, trying to just make sure my head is clear and ready for the next day.
That's good. I was going to ask you, how do you balance the stress? Because I know it's a lot being the manager and planning all the events.
The phone has a silent option. That's always always good, and just making sure that I do put the phone down or take a break from my emails. Working out definitely helps. I try to do that at least 2 or 3 times a week. It does definitely help with the stress level. Or take cruises. Vacations also help, using your PTO. But yeah, there's always going to be stress in your job. But as long as I know I hit my head on the pillow knowing that I did my best, then I think the hotel will agree with that.
Yeah. And we just talked about like the importance of teamwork and how you guys all have to come to one. What is your value on teamwork, and how do you keep all your associates like together for all their events? Yes.
Well, in my role, communication is huge because we are in control of making sure the hotel knows what's going on with the specific group or the wedding, or depending on who's coming in. So it's just more than just sending emails, which I think helps in the role for my success, is because I am always walking around. Pretty much everybody in every department knows who I am, just because I go up to them.
Hi, my name is Johanna, and this is my mentor, Brittany. I need to introduce yourself.
Absolutely. I'm Brittany Bingham. I'm a catering sales manager here at the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island, specifically handling smaller groups, business groups, and social events, weddings, all the fun things that we do here at Ritz-Carlton.
And if I hear well, this is the season of the wedding, right?
This is the season. This is proposal season right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of couples get engaged this time of year, which is beautiful for my market and for our business. So, lots of what we call leads in the sales office come from, proposals and special occasions.
That's great. So I have a question for you. What inspired you to work at the Ritz-Carlton?
Really, it was a family affair for me. My sister began working here when she was in college as a server in one of the restaurants. And I found she loved it so much that I found through her, open position. And I started as a hostess in one of the what is now Salt, but it's back then it was called The Grill.
Okay.
And this was a week after I graduated from high school. It was just going to be a summer job for a few months to hold me over until I started college. And here I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I have another question. So if you have to say something to your mini you, like when you were 10, what you would say?
What would I say to my younger self?
Yes.
I would say a lot of things, but but I think most importantly is, be kind. Be kind to everyone you meet, because everyone is experiencing something. Everyone is learning. Everyone is kind of finding their way through life. In this industry specifically, your colleague one day can be your boss in 10 years from now. So be kind, learn, never stop growing. That's advice that I'd like to share with my mentees too.
I like it, really.
Yeah.
And I think we share the same, I would say, like mindset. I really recognize myself in yours, so that is pretty cool.
Oh, thank you.
Another question. What is your favorite moment that still resonate today about your child?
Let's see. There's been a lot of wonderful moments here, especially at this hotel. I would say I can't specifically think of one like big moment, but I love to see photos of weddings that I've booked here at the resort. It gives me so much joy to see that I've even been a small part of making someone's milestone memories. So that always brings me a lot of joy. Throughout the years, like looking at wedding photos, proposals that I've helped coordinate. I did a 90-year-old's birthday this year, and it was just pure joy to see these people celebrating, this milestone, because these are their moments. This is their life. And I'm helping, facilitate that in a very small way, but it's very meaningful to me.
Yes. Do you still are in touch with them?
Christmas cards, lightly in touch. Yeah. But we do have people that come back, especially in the social market. I had a baby shower for a bride that we had her wedding here 2 years ago. Vow renewals. So yeah, sometimes, the guests return and sometimes they check in when they come here on vacation, and it's wonderful to hear from them and keep in touch that way.
And I think it's the best way they could recognize your job and they feel and see the vibes of the Ritz-Carlton. So
Absolutely.
They feel home. And I think it's the goal.
Absolutely. We want to make them feel like they're at home here and they're not just a guest, but part of our little special family here at the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, and I can feel it.
Now, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What have you learned from this experience at the Leadership Center?
To be honest, a lot of things. I have learned the people you just see, you cross a face, a smile, always bring you something. You always learn something from them. And as you said, you need to be kind because this is the way we want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
What I can say, I have learned a lot of things, but like right now, nothing come in my mind.
Yeah.
I am so thankful. This is the best for you to say that, but I am so thankful that like everything you taught me, your kindness, your smile, you were always here for me.
Oh,
And this is, I want to say this is really incredible. So I am from France. I have been working in the recruitment in the professional area during 3-4 years. And I have never seen that. I never seen in the company people treating like coworkers treated like that to each other. You call ladies and gentlemen. That is such a great thing. I think recognition is super important because we need to feel seen, heard, and this is you do. This is what you do here.
Yes.
So this is really amazing.
That's so good to hear. I'm glad that you took that from our culture here because it is truly something that we work hard at doing is, inclusion, making everyone feel at home, making everyone feel like they're empowered to, to excel and take good care of the people that come through the doors. So thank you. I'm glad that you had that experience.
I have another question.
Oh, okay.
What part of your job do people often underestimate?
People often underestimate. Ooh, that's a good one. Gosh, I really have to think about this. I would say you definitely have to be a good planner in my position. You have to be well organized because you're wearing different hats. You're dealing with different events and different responsibilities throughout the day. So organization is like so critical in this position, multitasking. And that's something that you can't learn that skill just in a classroom or, from a book. You really have to exercise that and experience it firsthand. So I would say, multitasking and being flexible.
Yeah. I can see that like you're wearing like a lot of hats and you need to be on time and at the rendezvous every time. So
well, thank you so much.
Thank you for everything, and I'm glad to be a part of the Ritz-Carlton Mentorship Program.
I'm so glad you were with us this semester, and it's really been a pleasure getting to know you and watching your projects at school and just learning about you. I love it.
Me too, really. Thank you.
Thank you.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Zane Starling, and this is my mentor, Kris.
Hey, Zane, good to meet you. My name is Kris. I'm the Director of Security at the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island. So Zane and I are going to talk a little bit about leadership and my story in the Ritz-Carlton.
So they've been doing this program for a few years now, and I'm assuming you've had a mentor or a mentee.
Yeah, you're my second one now. So I skipped the one last year. I did the one previous to that. So
for anybody that's watching or going to watch, like, what's your best advice to somebody?
Best advice is, and I tell all of my employees this: be a sponge, learn from every single person, especially so my team. We're one of the few departments in the hotel. We're 24 hours. So I have 3 shifts. I've got an AM, a PM, and an overnight. And everything in between. So I tell all my new people, you learn different things from every single person. We all do the same job, but different ways. And some people's way fits you better than what works for me. Zane's way works better for this than Kris's way. Does it all get the job done the right way? Yes, but I mesh better with Zane's way of doing things. That's how you that's the biggest thing you can learn from everyone. You learn from your people. You never stop learning either. You can even me. I learn from even my newest people. You learn something. They deal with something. You're like, oh, that's a really good way to do that. And then you kind of jot that down.
If there was one word you could use to describe your leadership philosophy, what would that be?
Say my leadership philosophy is it's all about the teamwork. In my department, I'm the head of the department, and I have several managers that are working for me. But it's collaborating and how we can work best as a team. We all have strengths in certain areas and maybe some opportunities in other areas. So we kind of work together. When we have, for example, large events, we all collaborate, work together, and someone may be strong in a certain area, and we make sure we put them in that area. And we've all grown the last several years since I've been at this property. Everyone's, we've taken our opportunities or a weakness we might have had in our management style, and we've all gotten better as a team.
What habits do you believe separate good leaders from great leaders?
I think one, leading by example. Anything you would ask anybody to do on your team, you should know how to do it, from the smallest, simplest task to something that might be intricate and specialized. But if you're going to ask somebody to do something, you should be able to do it yourself. So I think leading by example is probably one of the greatest attributes that you can have as a leader.
Hi, my name is Parker Roberts. I'm a professional soccer player for Sporting Jacks in Jacksonville, and I'm a part of the TLI Ritz-Carlton Mentorship Program, and I'm here with Donna, my wonderful mentor.
I am Donna Bennett. I have been here 26 years as a senior meetings and special event manager.
So exciting. Donna has taught me so much already, but how did you first get into this role? I know you've been here for so long. So what did that journey look like?
So my journey started as an administrative assistant 26 years ago. So for 20 years, I was in that role. And I did that because I had smaller children who eventually grew up, but I wanted to make sure I was at the Friday Night Lights and that I did anything that they wanted me to do. And I felt like being a manager or leader would maybe have held me back a little bit because I wanted to put so much of my time in the leadership role. So when my kids were out of sports and into college, I became a leader, and I've been doing that for about 6 years. So I love it. It's given me a lot of opportunity to grow, but the stability and the roots that I had from working for 20 years in the same department helped me. It was an easy transition to get into where I was.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you've learned like so many different things from leaders that you had yourself, and just from being on different teams within the Ritz. So what has been some of your favorite lessons that you've learned about becoming a leader and from other leaders too?
That's a great question. I think that two things that stand out to me. One is reading the room or reading the person that you're with, because not everybody has the same personality. So sometimes when I'm dealing with clients, there are people who are very analytical or very personable, or some people that really want to chit chat. And there's other people that don't. They just want their information, they want their numbers, and they don't want to talk about anything else. And you have to, I feel as a leader, learn that personality and adjust to it. And I feel like that's one thing I've learned. And the second is when you're a leader, you have other people underneath you. And for that, I feel like when somebody walks into my office, I have several admins that help, but I don't want them to feel like they're an admin. They're an extension of my department. So when you come in, I want you to be able to feel like anybody in the room can help you. You don't need to know who the leader is, because when that person comes into the room, they can say, hey, I need help with this. Anybody can jump up and help. They don't need to come to Donna. I want my people, my team to feel that way, to feel like, hey, I'm giving you this opportunity. We don't have a title here. You're the same as I am. And I feel like I've learned that, but I feel like people taught me that to learn that. And now I'm teaching other people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, that's amazing. I feel like trust is so big in teams. Like you have to trust the people around you. You can't just take the load on yourself because you can't do everything
exactly.
yourself. Yeah.
And you also have to prepare other people and say, hey, what works for you? Because I don't think we have that in society. Sometimes we assume what works for me, that's what I'm going to do for you. Instead of going to that person saying, hey, Parker, what's helping you? What can I do to help you to learn better? Tell me what works for you. And I feel like that also is a learning process, because we don't feel comfortable doing that. You know what I'm saying? We don't feel comfortable reaching out to somebody.
Yeah.
And it helps a lot.
Hi guys, my name is Sumaya, and I'm here with Kathy, and we're at the Ritz, and I'm a part of the mentorship program, and this is my mentor.
Hi, my name's Kathy. I'm the club lounge manager here at the Ritz-Carlton.
And for the past about 4 weeks, I've been the mentee, Kathy's mentee, and I've been following her and shadowing her. And she's taught me so much just about work ethic and showing up every single day, no matter what, like no matter how you feel, no matter what's going on in your personal life or what's right or what's wrong, to show up and to be consistent and kind to everyone. That's something that she never told me to do, but something that I saw from her actions and behaviors. And honestly, it's really inspiring because I do a lot of other things like in Washington and Tallahassee. And I'm not gonna lie, in Washington, everyone's like really cold, but over here, it's taught me much different, like how to act at work and how to be. And these are lessons I'm going to take with me throughout my life. And I really, really appreciate it. And she also gave me a lot of good life advice,
Nice. Well, my journey here started about 7 years ago. I started in loss prevention. And from there, I went to guest relations. Then COVID came, and we all pitched in and had a lot of different roles. And I went up to the club lounge and never left. I stayed there, and the manager that was there, he moved on to a different role, and I stepped in, and I absolutely love it. I love making the guest happy, and I love having our team up there. We're really good, and we really appreciate each other. And Samaya is wonderful. She's taken to hospitality really, really well, and she can read people very well. And we're just happy to have her.
Yeah, thank you so much. I feel like I learned from example, honestly, whenever we would walk around, she would open the door for me, even though like she's elder, not that much older, but just a little older, I feel like it's courtesy, of course, for the younger person to do that. But even though I'm younger, she still did it for me, It made me feel like that's crazy. Like I can't let you do that. But, when you're nice to people, it makes people want to be nice to you. But that's not why I was nice to you. I was nice to you because that's what I should do. But, you're really like, it's infectious, and yeah, your kindness and your hospitality. And yeah. And it's not just a job. Like, this is who she is.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kennedy Williams, and today I'm with Camille Barron, the spa director. How are you, Camille?
Fabulously. Thank you so much. And you, how are you today?
I'm doing good. And I think I first wanted to start off by saying thank you for this incredible experience. And you've spoiled me. You've taught me so much. And I'm just so grateful to be here. So wanted to start off with a thank you.
Such a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming to see us. And
absolutely. I got the best mentor, and I'm just so excited to talk to you. And so I'd love to just start. How did you end up at the Ritz-Carlton? Tell us about your story.
Beautiful story, actually. I come from France. I landed in Texas and discovered what was hospitality there in a luxury resort. It was actually a beach resort, which looks like very much what we have here at the Ritz-Carlton on Amelia Island. And discovered how it could be just so much fun to make people happy, people even happier.
Mm-hmm. And can you talk about what it means to make those people happy? How do you do that? What's something that you pride yourself on when you make your customers happy?
It's learning about the American culture that we do not have in France.
Right.
Everything is so different. So it has to be I had to learn the whole American culture here and how hospitality is actually valued here, and making your guest happy, genuinely taken care of, and making him feel cared for will make him come back to you and spend more money with you and create memories with you and bring his family, and the family will come the next year, and just it's going to keep on, it will become your own family eventually.
Yeah, that's awesome. And talk about the work culture, because that's something that I've learned from being here. The culture at the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island is incredible, and it's something that in my, first future job that I want to make a priority. So talk about, as you being the spa director, how do you implement a good work culture for your team?
Thank you so much for pointing that. We are very, very proud of our culture here at the Ritz-Carlton of Amelia Island. It starts every morning with the ops meeting that we have within all the leaders. It keeps on with the lineup that we have with our team to make them know what's going on in our resort, but also to make sure that they know how to, it's all about the mystique that we will give to our guests and how to make them feel. But I want to say it's also how the team feels. It's also how the team is happy to come every day here, and they will give the best of them, and they will be drained at the end of their day. But if you keep them happy, they will be happy to come back the next day and do it all over again.
Right. And is that the best part about working here? What would you say is the absolute greatest joy of being here?
It really is. It's making the team happy, because when you make your team happy, then they will make your guests happy. And when the guests are happy, then that makes the bosses happy, right?
Exactly.
And then it's all about coming back to the team. So It really is the best.
That's incredible. And just seeing your leadership style, watching you communicate with your team, it's been very inspiring for me. And you're an encourager. You make people feel good. You make them feel special. And I think that's so important. That's something I'm going to take with me. And it's something that as, a leader myself, I want to be an encourager. I want to make people feel good. And I see that you do that on a daily basis. Every session I've been here, you make a customer feel good. You make a team member feel good. And just your relationship is incredible with these people.
Thank you so much for noticing that. And it is what we call soft skill, but it's much needed in hospitality when you want to keep your team happy. So thank you for seeing it, for spotting that, and for putting value into that. We can say that you you just fit in this culture so well, and that's why we also give it back to you. It's because you fit it in the team and the leadership that I introduced you to, and you saw them jumping in and out just for you, just to make sure that you were feeling cared for, and that's okay. So thank you for seeing
Absolutely. That. And I guess lastly, what's been your favorite memory of being here? What's something that you'll never forget about the Ritz-Carlton?
It's a very good question, because we do, that's our job here, is to create memories for the guests, but also of course for ourselves, because we love what we do. It's seeing this guest being impressed by the Ritz-Carlton and a little bit shy about it, so impressed that they're shy, and making them feel comfortable, because hospitality today is not hospitality like 50 years ago. Now it's more not being casual, but being more, we're going to take care of you, it's okay to have a hand on you, and it's going to make them feel family. And they feel this new hospitality, which is high-end luxury hospitality, making them feel like family. And when they come back, so they can start being very upset with us. That's usually what happens. Yeah. And that's when we turn them around and they become guests for life. So that will be my best memories. Usually it's upset guests, give me your upset guests, and we're going to turn them into guests for life.
Well, you're incredible. And again, thank you for my time here. And I look forward to what's to come with you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Hello, I'm Navia Casa. You know very well.
Yes, I do. And I have been so honored, Navia, to be your mentor. My name is Johanna Marlin, and I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing at the beautiful Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island. So thank you for being my mentee. I wanted to start with that.
Well, thank you for being my mentor.
Chosen, right? We were handpicked to be together in this journey.
From the very beginning.
Yes, it was meant to be.
It was. Totally.
Yes. Do you have any questions that we haven't covered in our sessions that you want to?
Well, I think we've covered a little bit, but I mean, just to start things off, I want to know, like when you knew this was going to be, like where you're going to end up, because I know like you had a journey to get here, and I just want to know, like, when did you know that this was it?
That is a great question. I don't think I knew this when I, studied in university. I, of course, have an accent. So I am not from here, right? So I'm sure the audience is wondering, where is this lady from? So we'll start a little bit there, right? So born and raised in Ecuador, the middle of the world, for 23 years. So that's why my accent will never go away, right? So there in Ecuador, I studied marketing, bachelor's degree in marketing. And, when I was studying marketing, I really did not have any idea what my work was going to be, right? However, I did an internship in a hotel, which was the best in Quito, in the capital. And I fell in love with hotels. So then I knew, even though I was super young, I knew I want to work at a hotel for the rest of my life, because there are happy places, right? You see guests enjoying themselves. It's a happy place. The office, are pretty. You're right in the middle of the hotel. I love that. So I knew I wanted a hotel. I did not know in my wildest dreams that I will become the Director of Sales and Marketing at one of the most prestigious brands in the world, because I didn't know that my Prince Charming was going to import me to Miami. So that happened.
Good thing he did.
I know. So my journey in the United States started in Miami. Great city for hospitality, right? Yes. But I think we have to be reminded always, Navia, that when you start looking for jobs, you need to be humble, right? Like, even though I had a bachelor degree and I graduated with honors, right? I knew I had to start from zero, right? Because I was coming to a new country. I had a broken English potentially. So I said, okay, I'm going to start with the lowest, which in hotels is a front desk agent.
Right.
So my first job, humbling enough, was being a front desk agent in a tiny boutique hotel in North Miami that nobody knew about. But that's where I started.
That's amazing.
And I didn't know.
Yes.
I was going to be a director of sales and marketing.
Right. And that's like, I think that's really important for me to hear and for others to hear, because so often in college and before that, people ask you, like, what do you want to be? What's the goal? And I'm one of those people who genuinely doesn't know. And I'm still trying to figure that out. And I think throughout this experience, I mean, still I couldn't tell you exactly, but it's helped me, you know, and you've helped me too, like navigating that and setting me up for success in the future. And just the whole mindset of saying yes to things, put your foot out there, you know, stick your foot in the door. And I feel like over the past few months with you and in my life, I've been able to do just that.
I love that. Yes. And we've talked about, you know, we're talking about LinkedIn, right? And the power of connections and networking.
Right.
So, you know, it's funny that we touched on LinkedIn earlier before, because the way I was found for the Ritz-Carlton was through LinkedIn. So I was working happily at the best hotel in Miami. This was fast forward 10 years into Miami, right? I worked at the in Miami, which it was the best hotel, 5-star.
Wow.
They had a 5-star from Forbes for the hotel, the restaurant, and the spa.
Wow.
So better than that couldn't have gotten, right? So I was there 6 years, super happy. I was director of sales. I've grown in my career selling for the best hotel, right? Super happy. Won trips, won money. Amazing. Here comes through LinkedIn a recruiter knocking at my door. Send me a message. Hey, Johanna, we think you will be the best fit at this great opportunity we have for Ritz-Carlton. You know, the first thing I did, I was like, oh, delete, right? Ignore. I was like, I'm happy. Has been great to me. Why would I leave them?
Right.
In talking to my husband, who has been a great mentor in my life, I'm like, can you believe this recruiter is knocking on my door?
Ritz-Carlton.
Right. And he's like, and I'm like, I'm not leaving. They've been too good to me. So my husband says to me, yes, loyalty is important. And you've been loyal for 6 years, right? Nothing guarantees you in the corporate world that tomorrow they're going to tell you you're no longer needed.
Right.
It can happen.
Definitely.
Right? He said, why are you closing this huge door? I'm like, he made me think. So I'm like, oh, should I accept this invitation in LinkedIn? He's like, yes, you're going to go through the process. Just do it.
Good.
So I did. I'm like, thank you so much for thinking of me. And the rest is history, right? Because from that opportunity, I was hired to be the director of sales for 2 resorts in Miami for Ritz-Carlton. Ritz-Carlton Key Biscayne, Ritz-Carlton Coconut Grove.
Wow.
It was a promotion. And if I hadn't said yes to that, who knows, I'll still be at Miami just as a director of sales, right? Saying yes to that opened so many doors to move to Amelia Island and to be the ultimate career for me, which is director of sales and marketing. So the power of LinkedIn, number 1, the power of saying yes, number 2.
Definitely.
And then something that we haven't talked about, but I have it on my little gift back for you later, is that there is a life-changing book for me that I always like to talk about and we haven't talked about yet.
Okay.
So when I moved from Ecuador, my sister, who's very close to me, gifted me this book, right? And that book is transformational.
Okay.
The name of the book is The Secret. Some people have heard it. When I teach classes at orientation, majority of the people have never heard about the book. And I love talking about it because it's life-changing. So the book, The Secret, has 2 main takeaways. Number 1 is the power of visualization, having a vision board.
Yes.
Yes, huge. But second is the power of manifesting, right? So you have a vision, you have a goal, you have a dream, right? But if you don't believe on it with all your heart, it's not going to happen.
Yes.
So I found this book early on in my career, and it was so powerful because from that day, I've done mini vision boards for everything I wanted in my life, right? I was working in a little hotel in North Miami. Well, I say, I want to be in South Beach, right? Let me see what the best hotel in South Beach is. And it was So I put it in my mini vision board. I want to work. Guess what? It happened, right? Then I'm like, well, I really want to be at Miami. I did a little vision board with a business card on it. I drink the Kool-Aid. I do. I'm like, I go all out. But visualization is huge, right? Your thoughts, your feelings, how connected you are to that dream.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about that. How am I going to get there? Oh my goodness. The universe takes care of that.
Right.
Your job is to dream big and believe in it.
And I love that you said that, because I think the biggest takeaway I've gotten from you being around you is just like, oh man, like it's never over, it's like you've had such a journey, and just dreaming big, and just you being here and you doing what you do, and I get to see you every day, or the past few months a few times. It just you want to be here, and everyone around you, everyone here can see that. Everyone walking by just saying hi, you are so happy with what you do here, and it's contagious, and that's what makes this place so it's what they're known for, the hospitality. People come here for that, and it's not just you.
Hello, everybody. My name is George Gomez. I'm enrolled at the TLI Ritz program, and here with my mentor, Michelle. Let's talk about how you got here in the first place. So what was your journey like before coming to the Ritz?
So my name is Michelle Malerba, and I'm the Assistant Director of Housekeeping. December 9th will be 1 year for me. So how I got here is I had previously worked 4 years in in-room dining and in Atlanta. And then when I moved to Jacksonville for marketing, I did marketing for a while. And then I was assistant manager of a private airport for 2 years. And just from working in corporate and, managing the airport, I really missed culture, to be honest. I missed the hospitality culture. And when I lived in Jacksonville, I was thinking, what is the closest luxury hotel that can match up to what I did at, and I had come here for a dinner. Well, actually a few times, with some friends. We had come on this property. Right. And that's when it just popped in my head. I was like, well, that's 45 minutes away, but it's on a beautiful island. And I had never been in housekeeping before, but I was looking for something bigger. That was one thing too, is the airport, after 2 years, I became stagnant, and I was looking for the next challenge, right? I told him, I said, look, my boss, I need more. I was like, I need something. What can I do? And there was nothing else for me to do there. So I took on the challenge of housekeeping, and they were like, hey, this is a beast. Are you ready for it? I'm like, everything can be learned. Right. You know what I mean? Everything, that's how I look at it. It's I can always learn something. And it's been a journey, and I learn a lot. Every day I'm still learning, and there's a lot of mistakes, but it makes me learn it even more. And I'm happy when I do, learn it, and I'm able to accomplish little things and see the progress along the way.
I'm actually glad that I've been able to see for myself, the work environment that you come into every day. How do you feel that excellence is very put out there for you guys when you come in and work?
So I guess just starting out in the morning, to be honest, we have our meeting at 8:30 in the morning, all the leaders in operation, and that just starts the day. You walk in the building and everybody greets each other with a smile, eye contact. I mean, it's 6, 7 in the morning, and there's still people that, just have smiles on their faces. And even though you might not be a morning person and you might not be happy, you're still made to treat each other like a lady and a gentleman. Absolutely. And that's one thing that hits home for me, is a lot of other jobs that I've worked at, it's not like that. You walk in, sometimes, you try to greet people and they're like, don't talk to me. Right. It's too early for you. But, and so that right there just sets the day, right? We discuss what's going on, what we're going to do, guests that we need to take care of, and our VIP arrivals for the day. And then I go and I take the information and I lead my lineup with my team and, the housekeeping department. Right. And I also, scream out good morning, and if I don't hear anything, I have to say it again and just pipe everybody up for the day,
Right.
and just get everybody excited. So it really, and the unity, the relationships that we build, it's everything, because you really have to understand the way that somebody comes into work and to see how you can reflect off of, just like being able to talk to them in a way that just gentle, right? Like gentle and speaking, but also making sure that you understand like where they're at and knowing that the job still has to get done.
Absolutely. And just like every day, I know it's a lot walking around and taking care of everybody, because I mean, every time I've shadowed Michelle, I don't know how many steps I've gotten in, but I've gotten in a couple. So how do you just deal with knowing that, you've got to be bouncing around and making sure people are taken care of? Does that ever take a toll on you? Or
it makes me tired.
Yeah.
It does. However, for some reason, the culture for me means so much, because that you can trust people around you, and I feel safe here. Right. I really do. I feel safe just because I know that a lot of other people are just as driven. And so it's a lot, it is, but it's one of my favorite jobs that I've had, just in the whole environment as it is, just working in a hotel and the hospitality. And, but the thing is, I'm constantly learning, and that keeps me excited. But that's me. I like to learn. I like to continuously learn and grow. And I always laugh, because I'm we're literally critical thinking all day. It's every minute you're getting thrown a problem at you, but you're having to solve it. And so it keeps you savvy all day. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the critical thinking and working on the fly, that's definitely two qualities that are very well to have, let's see. Just overall, how do you, when you come into work every day, people have always told me, when you choose a job, it has to be something that you come in and you're happy. You're not oh man, I got to come into work today. Every time you come in, you feel ready to go, just happy to be there.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've had other jobs where I was crying before because I didn't want to go in. I dreaded it, and that's what really, drove me to come here. And I get excited because you come and you meet a diverse, group of people that you work alongside with, and also, and everybody has their own personality, and it's nice because outside of work, sometimes you don't always see the diversity. And so when we're all in one building together, I love it. I love meeting all the new people, and then also fixing problems. I guess I'm a problem fixer. And so I like that, I like seeing the smile that somebody takes away from, the situation, and the way that you can flip someone's day around. So it's really rewarding.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like I've said, I got firsthand to see a bunch of that stuff, see how you interact with people on a daily basis, whether that's people that are coming and staying here or people that work here. So, it's real nice to see how everyone handles themselves around here. It's beautiful.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cal Leonard. I'm a part of the TLI UNF Mentoring Program here at the Ritz-Carlton, and I'm joined by Brennan.
Yeah, so Brendan Manning, Senior Assistant Director of Finance here at the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island.
Sweet. So, yeah, it's been a good past several weeks, coming up here each week and learning, how the hospitality industry goes. And first off, Brennan, do you want to tell our viewers, how you got here today and why you chose Ritz-Carlton?
Yeah, it's been a long path. Accounting is something, maybe I never really saw myself doing. I was in your shoes. It seems like not long ago, kind of like Steven said, but time flies. Accounting, it's a class that, I took my first one and I excelled in it pretty well. Took another one and I was pretty good at that one too. That's kind of when I decided, maybe that's the path I'll go down. I was started out as a business major, and then that's kind of when I transitioned into accounting after taking those classes. But as far as ending up here at the hotel, the Ritz-Carlton Amelia Island, I first started right out of school down the street at the Island. Took a job there about 2 months out of school. kind of like Steven said, getting the foot in the door. I took a valet job, right? It was fun, big car guy. I like cars. So I drove, Lamborghinis, whatever you name it. I drove it. That was fun. I did that for like 2 or 3 months during the summer, made some money. And then I kind of heard through the grapevine that an internship position would be opening, and which it did. So my plan worked out. So that got me in the door in the accounting department, right? So I did about a year there. In that program, I learned the whole hotel, right? Then I learned all the, hands-on, right? It's easy to learn accounting, right, on the, in school. But when you're actually applying it and using real numbers, right, real money, that all changes things. It's a whole different world there. So I got hands-on, right? I'm doing payroll, right? I'm managing our cash, taxes, and all that good stuff. So from there, I kind of had the opportunity to grow, right? I stuck around. I was doing well. I had a management position open up above me. I took that. And about 2 years later, I had an assistant director job open up, and I jumped up into that role. From there, right, I saw a job posting. Similar story here. Right, for the Ritz-Carlton, right? It's an icon. It's the lion in the crown, right? Who doesn't want to work for the Ritz-Carlton? You get the opportunity, right? So jumped in and I applied. Very rigorous interviews, very intense panel. But it was great, and I was blessed to get the opportunity. And really what drew me in, of course, is the brand and all, but I mean, such a beautiful property, right? The rates we command here, it's just an amazing, business as a whole, right? And then you hear about culture, right? The culture here is, it's huge. It's everything that we do. To the point that we have a corporate, department that trains other companies on our culture, right? I mean, and it speaks for itself, right? Chick-fil-A, right? That would be one example of, a company, and Chick-fil-A is huge, right? So that's a little bit of how I got here.
Yeah, it's a great journey. So for the last several weeks for me, what I've noticed for the Ritz-Carlton has been, and you spoke about it, the culture and the team aspect, which I see a lot in baseball, but it was eye-opening for me to see it on a hospitality level. And I just want you to dive in a little bit more about what that means to you and why it's so great to work here, just based off a culture standpoint.
Right. So, I played a little bit of baseball, not at the collegiate level like you do. And I always take that same approach with my former department, and I take it here, right? I think of myself, right, as like, captain of my team, right? And I still try to follow that approach. And I kind of think of Greg as like our general manager, right? That is his title. And this is his, his team, right? His organization, right? And his, but I mean, it's everything. Communication is huge. I mean, you guys see that every time you come here, every Thursday, right? It may seem redundant to you guys. Maybe you see some repetitive material, but it's everything. If your team communicates well, then you perform well. But also here, man, it's passion. I mean, you heard it from Steven right then, and you'll hear it from every other leader here. There's passion in every department here. And when you have it in every single department, right? That's how you just win as a whole, right? And that ties back into thinking of it as like a sport and a team, right? When you have passion and you have leaders that coach, then you win.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah.
So to finish this thing off, I mean, I feel like I already know the answer because we've spoke about it, but like, what would be a piece of advice you could give someone, in my shoes at the collegiate level that, is maybe a finance background or going through the hospitality industry? What is something that you could give them?
So, saying yes, that's one thing you'll hear from not just us, but others. Like if you get an opportunity, take it. Right? You have to try. I mean, if you fail fast, right? Get up and try again, try something else. Another thing I always, preach to any young person, right, is, it's easy to think about, especially for us in accounting, right? Money drives everything, right? But it's not all that. We call it the three-legged stool here. You hear it spoken about other companies, maybe like equilateral triangle, maybe thought of it that way, but right, it's balancing financials, your customers, right, and your employees. Now that's such an important piece to take with you, and no matter what industry company you're with, if you're able to balance those three things, with whichever career you decide to go into. If you can do that, you'll win.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks for listening to the UNF Leadership Podcast. For more episodes like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and podcast channels. This has been a presentation of the Taylor Leadership Institute at the University of North Florida. Swoop!